Okay, Johnny, yes. John said, oh, this picture is perfect. Let's use this as the lead in. We're going to be starting our review of John and Yoko, a love story. And we're going to be jumping around a little bit. We talked about this telemovie the other day. We watched it in honor of Yoko's birthday, right? Yes, yes, indeed. And so John said, why did you choose this picture? Because it shows two people who are utterly bored. Right. This was right before the thing at Jerry Rubin at the party after Nixon won when I cheated on Yoko. Right. This is what happens when you're just like living like a couple of vegetables, staring at the tube all day. Everything else becomes very unremarkable, including, let me just say it this way, the last thing on our minds was jumping each other's bones at that point. Right. You look really bored. Right. So let's see the scene in the movie. All right. All right. Now, in this scene, John is drinking, and him and Yoko are hanging around with these dirt bags and mad about Nixon. Right. Look at John.
Not enough left undecided to change the vote one way or the other. In New York City, as we have said.
Now, of course, can you imagine?
John, come on, man. What are you doing, John?
Come on, where? This is it.
Sometime
John, you're in the way. This is the revolution.
Come on, John, take it.
Ah, this guy is the absolute worst. Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry Rubin. Jerry Rubin. Okay. And John and Yoko.
And he lost it.
Accessories.
That was the vote.
So insulting to everyone.
This is the bloody middle class bunch you're going to protect us from them.
What,
You're going to protect you from them.
yeah, John.
Nice, and they'll listen to you. Yeah.
So, John, what do you think? What do you have to say about this scene? Uh, does it seem like something you would do? Remember, Yoko had full reign with talking these stories through the storyline for the producers, right? I might have definitely behaved obnoxiously. I was very frustrated. Now, bear in mind, Yoko would not have sex with me that day. All right, you have mentioned that before. Here's the girl. She will have sex with you, right? And there were always those girls. You know, it was the 70s, and people were always willing to have sex with John Lennon, right? So that girl didn't care, right? Is this how it happened? No, I think I just went up to somebody and grabbed her by the wrist and pulled her into the other room. I don't think I said two words to her, you know? Right. So is that accurate, that depiction of this Reuben? Right. These terrible beards and and Yoko had to sit there while you were yucking it up with the other girl in there, right? Yeah, that happened, and it was really a mess, and I felt bad that I did that, but I didn't care because I was drinking a lot in those days, and doing all kinds of drugs in those days. So, in this scene, this didn't happen like this, right? She didn't. They just put all these New York backdrops and. All right, so did any of this happen? No, but that incident with Jerry Rubin was the beginning. At Jerry Rubin's was the beginning of her sending me off with May. Okay, so let's take a look at that. So here you are in the woods. I don't know what's talking about.
How long?
Breaking up.
A week?
I don't know how long.
You want a divorce?
I want separation.
Why?
That didn't happen like that. We talked about it like a lot. In actuality, we planned it out a lot, right? But May was discussed by I no this is wrong.
Don't you love me anymore?
Yes, I love you. But we're suffocating each other. We've been together like Siamese twins ever since that night at Kenwood.
It's that girl at Jerry's party, isn't it? You've never forgiven me for that.
It's not about sex. It's about breathing. It's about air. It's about growth.
Yeah, who for? You or me?
Both of us. The world won't accept us as partners, no matter how we try. Maybe
Was
we need
was
to-
that ever something that you talked about? The world accepting you as partners and stuff? No, it was pretty much understood that we couldn't give a damn what the world thought. Right. The only thing that mattered at that point was that I embarrassed her publicly. Right. But we carefully talked about utilizing May because I said to her, May would go for it. You did. Well, we talked about it, and May was always around and smiling at me and everything, right? Joking around, and I said she would be easy. That would be
be
easy.
hard to breathe.
Where would I go? I can't even leave the country.
Go to Los Angeles. It has a music scene. The weather is nice.
I've never driven a car in this country before. I've never even been to a market.
I'll send May with you.
Ah, all right. Sounds good. Now that I think of it, right.
Fine, John.
Be better than fine, John. Yeah. So does any of this? No, none of this really rings true. We talked about it more like a business deal. So now we're going to go and we're going to take a look at how May was portrayed in this video pic, because I have come to the conclusion that the reason May did her own documentary a couple of years ago was because this movie really bothered her. Yeah. How Yoko saw to it that May was portrayed. So let's take a look at that. Let's have a look at as May enters the picture. So suddenly you have May, October, okay, 73. Elliot Mintz. Looking nothing like Elliot Mintz.
Great. Mate, have you met Elliot Mintz, world-famous TV and radio interviewer?
Hello, May.
Hi.
How was the flight?
Must have been
Hi. There's like no personality of May.
Car waiting.
And she's always wearing these jaunty little hats. I don't remember seeing May wearing hats like this.
She booted me out, did she tell you that?
Yeah, come on, John. You're both my friends. I'll tell you exactly what I told her. Don't ever ask me to keep a secret from the other one, okay?
Fair enough.
Meaning Yoko. I never keep... Right, because Elliot was really Yoko's friend. Now, where are we here? I believe we're at Phil Spector's studio. Oh, this is a retarded scene. That's Ringo.
All right.
You old sod, what are you doing here?
Just passing in the street and I heard this terrible music and I just knew it had to be you.
Yeah, right. Like he would really say that. Passing in the street and heard some horrible music. Oh my god, this is so douche chilly. There's May, always smiling, big smile. Spectre. Spectre looking like a wolf man.
1, 2, 3, 4. We are living.
Never happened. Right, never happened. They would not do this, I can tell you that. Look at Absolutely bullshit. This Spectre did shoot a gun, but it did not go down like that. Now, in this scene, Yoko is just writing songs at home. I don't know. That doesn't really ring true with me there.
Hello, Yoko, it's me.
And John is calling her up from the bars in Los Angeles. I understand that May tells the story that Yoko didn't know you were going to California. She knew. Really? Yeah, she knew. She actually... Yeah, there's a lot May didn't know what was going on behind. I spoke to Yoko every day. Right. Every single day I talked to Yoko while I was with May. Yes. And that includes before we left for California. Yoko had the astrologers and the tarot card readers read on that. So I wouldn't have traveled without checking with Yoko. So yeah, Yoko knew we were going to California. But the timelines are all kind of wonky because, right, because they have to fit it all into a movie. Yeah. So here he is with May. Again, she's wearing a hat, I think, here. Yeah, there's the hat. I always have May in these little hats. But they look at the character that they portray, and like here is he's laying there. She's just like so much nothing, yeah. And now he's at a party, yeah. This kind of stuff did happen, yeah. And where's the white women at? Well, John, I don't care. He's at the poolside. He's going up to some random starlet or whatever and propositioning her. And then May is sitting right there just watching this happen. Yeah, there were prostitutes. I shouldn't say that, shady ladies, right? And May was well aware of them. Yeah. I mean, was it ever something you felt guilty about, or no? I was in a very selfish mode. I was in a very one track mind. I'm here to have a good time, and May is here to do a job somehow. And I'm not saying her job was here's me getting in trouble, right? This is after they got thrown out of the Troubadour, I guess. Yeah, I'm not saying May's job was to screw with me. That's not what I mean. Yeah, like look at her hair. She's just like hopeless, like this, a child, like a. She's really portrayed as nothing. Yeah, I mean, look at this. And in actuality, that night you strangled her, did you not? There were several instances where I got rough with May, yeah. While in blackout. Never to my memory. You never remember doing things like that to her. No, but I believe that I did them.
Hello.
I want to come home.
And there's May in the background while he's begging Yoko to go back home. There's May picking up broken glass off the floor and stuff, like a maid, which she kind of behaved like that. She behaved like that's the interesting part. May always said in her books, I didn't want to be his mother. I didn't want to be his caretaker. I wanted to be his lover and his friend. Well, she behaved like my mother, right? She behaved like my caretaker. She did not. She wasn't whatever she wanted to be to me, right? She was not. And it's not her fault. What's going on here? All right.
Oh, you forgot. I'm only 20 days away from being deported.
You win an extension.
So there's John, once again, worried about being deported. What do you think of that actor? I didn't realize until years later that he is the same actor that was in With Nail and I, opposite that other great actor. But he played the friend of With Nail, yeah. So this guy's a good actor, but he's no John. That's right. Nobody is. Who could be? So when you left May in this pic too, I think that was the last we saw of her. Yeah, the last we saw of her was that last scene. And when you left her, it was not even talked about. They showed you being with Elton John on Thanksgiving night. And in May's telling of that story, she was sitting in the front row at your demand because you needed to be able to see her to reassure you while you were on stage. That was May saying that. In the movie, it's depicted that Yoko was in the audience and John was completely filled with love and wanted, and that was the night they got back together. May disagrees with that story. She says that it was not that night, that you went back home with May that night. John tells a whole other story of that night, that after that party at the Madison Square Garden after party, he got fucking rip roaring blasted and was disrespectful to May. Didn't go home with anyone. Went with a model or something. It was not. Believe me, nobody has it right. All right. So that's it. Yeah. But I am convinced that May. Here's Madison Square Garden. A little bit of that. And they just show Yoko in the audience at Madison Square Garden. They do not show, there's Elton. They don't show May anymore. And that the last May was seen was she was picking up broken dishes off the floor from John wrecking the house in California. So I think that May really got angry at this biopic that came out in 1985, John and Yoko, A Love Story. And I think that she really felt like she had to do her own story, The Lost Weekend, a love story. And that's what I think. I really think it's a good theory. Yeah. Yes, I think it's a good theory. Because, just look at what that thing's a mess, yeah. But May's is a mess too. Yeah, May's thing is a mess. How do you feel about that Julian was Julian's a very sweet guy, and he is friendly with May, but they're not best friends, but he has respect for her. She was nice to him when he was a young kid, and that's what he remembers. And he's just being a friend. That's all. But, Julian knew where it was at. He knew the score. He knew I wasn't going to stay with May. I'm quite sure, from the get-go. I don't think he thought I was going to stay with May. I think in the back of his mind, maybe he was hoping I'd get back with Cynthia. I don't know. Don't really care. So we reviewed that movie. I don't care to review any more of it. No, we don't have to. I think it's good to take a look at it and to understand where May was coming from in her, desperate need to do her own documentary and make herself, I'm more important than that. I was a more important person that, well, you know what, this is me talking to May right now, and you should stick up for yourself that way. If it's important to you, then you should do that. And you had a right to do it, and you did it. So I hope it helped you. If people enjoyed it, well, that's nice. There's always going to be an audience for Lennonologists. But if it helped you, May, then that's good. I'm glad. Because the biopic was a piece of crap too. But let's face it, all that gossipy stuff is a piece of crap. And your thing was a piece of crap too. Honestly, really. Yeah. I'm not being mean. No, he's not. He's just being John. Yeah. So we've been watching these documentaries about people living off the grid and, especially older people opting for van and RV life. I've been wanting to do that since I was a kid, to take off in an RV and and live on the road. And do you think we'll be able to do this? We can dream. Would you like to do that with me and Chris? I would love to do it. I would love to do it. But we're kind of in our own little RV here. Really. We don't have to go anywhere. We can go anywhere we want. Oh, that kind of take. You know, Lena. Yeah, right. It's a different world now. Yeah. But it does look kind of fun. Maybe I'm just looking at it through the eyes of a younger woman, like when I was, and I'm still. I think that's what you're doing when you found these videos, and I'm enjoying watching them with you. You're experiencing the life that you dreamed about when you were younger, and you were always kind of like the vagabond soul, and you loved whenever your band would travel somewhere in a van, and that was your. You had a van. It was your van, right? You wrote a song about that rock and roll Chevy van, and what more do you need now? We have pretty comfortable here. Do you really need to travel right now? Can't we get everything we need done right where we are? Yeah, we can, and we can enjoy those programs together at the same time. Yeah, we can. La la, mother and father. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good assessment you did of May Pang's thing and Yoko's point of view. Yeah, those women were in a strange position to be involved with John in any way. The way I see it, yeah, me too. I feel it. I feel it the same way. Yeah, I was not easy. I was not an easy guy, right? But the one thing I like about those shows about the RVs and everything is I think just watching them gives me more energy to do the things I need to do in my little enclosed space here in this room, because this room is about the size of a small RV, okay, like a small camper, really, and it's got everything that I could possibly need. You know, it it looks like clutter, but nothing is, and everything is where it needs to be. The bins underneath the bed, everything is exactly where I need it to be because of my physical limitations. And I think watching those people, and a lot of them are my age and older, and they have a lot of health problems. Some of them have cancer, and they've refused to go to their doctors because they're like, listen, I don't care. I feel good out here doing my thing, and the doctors made me feel sicker. And I can see that. I can honestly see, and these people look like they're doing great. I mean, they're nobody's competing to be in a beauty contest out there in the desert or the country or the mountains or wherever they're RVing, but they all do look vibrant in a way that nobody walking the streets around here really looks to me like that. And I don't know. It's kind of helping my outlook and realizing how much I really am still very much capable of, and that and it's giving me energy. I guess it's inspiring, right? It's inspiring you. Same way when we watch mountain climbers, and that's always inspiring to you. This is inspiring to me too, and I think it's a good thing, and I think it's worthy to research some more because hey, you never know. Maybe one of these days we will hit the road for a couple of months. Let's see how it pans out. You're a young woman, you really are. We could do it. All right, well, we'll see about that, but in the meantime, we can dream. That's right. And you may say we're a dreamer, but we are not the only one. No, that's right. Don't they call those RVs dream streams or rain streams or something? Dream capsules. Didn't Bowie said he was going to come in one of those dream things for me? Yes, early on he said be on the lookout for the jet streamer or something. I forget what the name of those things are, but they're those big silver kind of spaceshipy looking things. And anyway, I digress. So that's as much of a review, what we did today, that we're going to do of that John and Yoko, A Love Story movie. We just wanted to weigh in on it and talk a little bit about what really happened and what really went down. And as it turns out, not very much. Yeah, it's all so boring, isn't it? Yeah, it's so boring. These people that study this stuff and you fight about it amongst themselves. You mean they're like the fans? Yeah, the fans and May and her friends, like, everyone telling her, May, you were the best thing for him. No, she wasn't, folks. She wasn't. The only good thing for me would have been being sober, really, at that point, and I wasn't. So, and that's all there is to really say about that part of my life. And then I moved forward from there. Right. And everything that I did was my own doing and my own undoing. And everyone else was collateral damage, I suppose. We've used that term before, right? And it's a sad and sorry thing, but if you want to hang around with a fucking loser like me, oh, stop, John. Well, if you want to keep hanging around some guy who's strangling you, I mean, yeah, right. I kind of understand that. Yeah. At a certain point, I did her a favor by walking out. Right. Maybe she didn't want to see it that way, but it was a favor. It was the best thing. Yes. And life goes on. Oobla-dee, oobla-da. Yeah.